Welcome back. Well, it's Thursday, and that means we're now just one day away from the highly anticipated return of college hockey's fiercest rivalry to Grand Forks. North Dakota and Minnesota will face off for the 287th time on Friday night, live right here on Midco SN. And as you'd imagine, we're not the only ones looking forward to it.
Even before the season starts, we have this date on our calendar circled, and as young guys, we've all looked back at the videos they have of all the line brawls and stuff, and we're not too worried about that kind of stuff. We want to beat them first of all, right? And I'm pretty excited to play in that series, and it's definitely gonna be an intense one. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
It's a huge weekend for us, not only who's coming in here, but pairwise and rankings and stuff like that. So obviously it's gonna be a big weekend. They're gonna be good. I mean, we played them last year. They got a good junior class. Yeah, they're experienced, they're skilled, they're going to be quick, and I think we're ready to match that.
Well, you heard Rhett Gardner reference the two schools' most recent meeting, which took place last November in Minneapolis. UND and Minnesota played to a wild 5-5 tie in Game 1 before the Gophers took Saturday's rematch 2-0. Well, staying in Grand Forks, but moving to the volleyball court, the Fighting Hawks are getting set to take on Idaho State right here on Midco SN2 tonight from the Betty. And earlier, Alex Heinert got a chance to sit down with head coach Mark Pryor.
Thanks, Kelly. Well, welcome back to Mark Pryor to the state of North Dakota after a long bus ride to Montana and back. A couple of big wins for your team, not just the fact that you won those two games to get back in the win column, but to win so impressively over Montana and Montana State.
It was good. It was good that we kind of were able to just do what we do and kind of reestablish our identity of how we want to play. So, yeah, we'll take it, absolutely.
Yeah, you hit a season best 423 against the Grizz on that Saturday night game. You just committed only 7 hitting errors all match. Is that kind of the blueprint for how you'd like to see your team play?
It always has been. I saw the other day that said that's like, was it the 21st time in 4 years that we've had underneath 10 hitting errors? And I think for us, it's real simple. Don't make massive mistakes. If our game was played to whoever makes the first mistake, then we'd warm up for an hour and play to 1, right? So for us, it's like just make fewer mistakes, hang around, and then just constantly put pressure on the opponent and say, okay, we're going to make fewer, so when you make 1 or 2, it's magnified.
Yeah, those 2 wins over the Cats and the Grizz put you now at 21-4 on the season, 6-2 in Big Sky play. You've now reached the 20-win plateau, 5 straight years, 9 of the last 10. What have been, there's a common theme here in each of these seasons, what's been the biggest reason for that consistency? I think the biggest thing is we've got kids that kind of understand that excellence it's a mundane process. There's nothing easy about it. And the more that you have success, well, then the more it's expected. We've got people like, wait a minute, you guys, you won in 4? Well, what's wrong? I'm like, we still won, So with that, it's just understanding that, hey, there's a lot of things that you have to do that no one sees. And you've got to embrace that and understand that being good is really hard, and doing it for a long period of time is even harder. Yeah, one of the kids that has exemplified some of that excellence, Faith Dooley, picked up her 4th Big Sky Player of the Week nod. 3 on defense, 1 on offense. Obviously, she's having another outstanding season. So is Sydney Griffin, so is Tamara Mercelli. Who outside of some of those big names have really impressed you lately?
Actually, Ashley Brueggemann is second on our team in kills in conference, and it's only by like 3 or 4 kills. So what's interesting is people are kind of like, oh, well, Faith's doing this, Faith's doing this. Then you look at the numbers, and Faith's doing a great job. But Ashley is, people like in the conference, like, where did that kid come from? Like, she was here last year. She's just had a year to be in the program. She's getting comfortable. She's getting confident. And she's been able to score. So it's been really nice to see that. Yeah.
Homestand now coming up for your team after this long road trip of back-to-back weeks being gone. A couple of big games opening up 2 weeks here at home. Talk about now how big this stretch is going to be for this team.
Well, it's huge because, we're half done. And this quad of the conference, these 4 matches, Idaho State, we've only beat 3 times ever. So we're 3-6 against them. They're only 1 game behind us. So, we only play them once. So we've got to get that, because if we're tied with them, they're going to have the head-to-head over us once conference tournament time rolls around. Weber State is a pretty big physical team. So they've kind of beaten a couple teams that you're like, oh, they're actually getting better, and they're doing some good things. So that's nice to see that the conference is getting better. It's not nice to see when you're playing against the net from them, but it is good to see that the conference is starting to kind of make some moves as far as everybody becoming much more competitive.
Yeah, Idaho State coming up on Thursday night, again, live on Midco Sports Network, but again, you'll really want to get out to the Betty to support this team. Not too many chances left. 6 regular season games left here at home.
Yes.
That's incredible how quick this season is going.
It's gone really fast. It's one of those that we were talking about the other day, and the seniors are like, I didn't want to talk about it. I'm like, well, you need to understand there's some urgency here. There's not a lot of time left, so let's take advantage of it.
One last fun thing for you. The volleyball team has been doing a great job this year putting out some fun social media, get to know you videos. This last week, the theme was their favorite pickup line for the girls. Ashley Bergerman said, I believe, if you were a booger, I'd pick you. That was Ashley's line. What's Mark Pryor's favorite pickup line?
I don't know. I think mine was always, are you tired? Because you've been running around my mind all day. Come on, what's not to like about that?
Gold, as always, from Mark Pryor. Best of luck this week in the matches. We'll see you again next week.
Thanks a lot, appreciate it.
Back to you, Kelly.
All right, thanks so much, Alex. Remember that game against Idaho State is coming up at the top of the hour, 7 p.m. from the Betty, live on Midco SN2. Next on Midco Sports tonight, a preview of our NSIC Thursday night game of the week, Minnesota State at SMSU, and also the answer to our trivia question. We'll be right back.